Joe Rogan is under fire again this week, but not just with Spotify. Also, the UFC? Welcome to Popcorn Planet. I am Andy Signore, and for the record, I don't think the UFC is mad at Joe at all. In fact, I'm sure the UFC was very excited that Joe Rogan kneeled down and interviewed an injured Conor McGregor. The question is, should he have? A lot of people are upset that he was interviewing Conor McGregor after, I don't know if you guys saw the fight, I'm not going to show it to you, but at the first round near the end, Conor McGregor stepped back in his foot and it went backwards and it just, it looked like it was very painful. But that didn't stop Joe Rogan from getting down with a in pain Conor McGregor to give him to do a post interview with him, and a lot of people are upset at him, including Conor's coach, who slammed Joe Rogan. Now, did he really slam Joe Rogan? Let's go through the clip in question. The interview here. So I have the interview here. Got to be careful. I might have to stop it because, again, this is a UFC clip. Let's offer commentary because this is news. But this is the news because people are mad that Joe Rogan stepped down and did this.
The fight obviously stopped in a horrible way. Give us your thoughts on how it was going.
Look, he's in pain, and he's clearly out of it, but he's answering.
I was boxing the bleeding head off him, kicking the bleeding leg off him. Usual side dive to close the distance. This is not over. If we have to take this outside with him, it's all outside. We don't give a bollocks.
This is like a Guy Ritchie film. I'm sorry I don't have subtitles.
He said that he believes that one of the kicks that he checked.
Hold on.
There was no check. There was not one of them I checked. Your wife is in me DMs. Hey, baby, hit me back up. I'll chat to you later on. We'll be at the after party, the Win nightclub, baby. You looking bitch, you little hoe. Fuck him.
Fuck him.
Conor, you missed with a punch and stepped back.
Fuck him. Hold on. I'm going to play this. But look at Joe. Look at Joe smiling. He's like, oh, man, this is the greatest interview ever. Oh, my God, I'm the best UFC correspondent of all time. Look at me. Yes, yes, yes.
You missed with a punch and stepped back. Tell us what you felt. Tell us what you thought was going on.
Just the thing had separated and my blade landed on the wonky leg like Anderson Silva that time. Something similar to that. It's a fucking mad out business. Fuck's sake.
Listen, it was a wild fight for as long as it lasted. I'm sure you'll be back, and I'm sure you're going to want Dustin again.
Now, here's what's
sure he'll oblige you.
Yeah, now it's like the doctors were clear, like, Joe, get the hell out of here. We got to treat this guy, take him back to the locker room. He's in severe pain and has a massive injury. And yes, that's what his coach says. Here's an interview with John Kavanagh, who sat down with Larasenko here's this on Wimp to Warrior on Instagram. You can catch it. But here's the coach slamming Joe. Let's see. That's how he got it.
And do you feel like, because really one of the things I've always admired so much about Conor and about you really is his ability to face those losses head on. I think he even has a quote about that. And he always does the press scrum after and is always incredibly gracious in defeat. And you could just sense the frustration when he was talking to Joe Rogan. And is that why? I mean, it's a very emotional situation. You can't expect the man to have a great,
Yeah, I have my opinions on that. Like, his foot is literally hanging down. It's a clean fracture on the fibula and tibia. It went straight through. His foot's hanging down.
Yeah, ow.
You can only imagine the rush of hormones and what's going to be going through your body at that moment. The pain, it was on fire. And then someone sits down and sticks a microphone under your face. And how are you feeling right now? And it's like, guys, come on. When is he ever not being gracious at the end? And let's get backstage. Let's get a proper assessment by a doctor. Let's get an X-ray. So I was let's say I was pretty miffed at that idea of shoving a microphone on someone's face at that stage. Sure. Let's gather ourselves and let's anyway, look, what's happened has happened. We get out of there pretty sharpish.
Anyway, that's it. It's not really a slam, but he makes an interesting point of should Joe Rogan have jumped down there and done that interview the way he did. I mean, a lot of people happy that he did it. There's that. This was an all-time great interview. You can see he's like, he knows it when he's talking. He's got Conor McGregor screaming, "Your wife's in my DMs still." I mean, it was trash talk times 100. Joe Rogan loving every second of it, I'm sure. It's become even a meme. Karaoke night with Joe Rogan featuring Notorious MMA. Nobody in history has ever been able to bring Joe Rogan down. That's a major win. Him on the mat, it's amazing. A lot of people enjoyed it. And so I'd love to become Conor McGregor wants to go on Joe Rogan's podcast. I'm sure it'll happen at some point. But there you go. A lot of people are happy, but then of course the news outlet is trying to make it, disgusting act moments after Conor McGregor injury, talking about how this was unfair. Joe Rogan sitting down in the cage interview Conor was just horrifically broken his peak UFC. Is that good or bad? Why would Joe Rogan or anyone try to interview Conor McGregor while he's literally going through an injury, broken ankle at that, as far as we know? I mean, obviously for ratings views, but so damn disgusting. What do you think? Is this disgusting? I don't think it's disgusting. I mean, this is what it is, and Conor McGregor is a trash talker. And if you watch the whole clip and full context of it, they're talking about Conor as they're interviewing. What's his name? I'm not a huge UFC guy. I don't know the other guy. But Dustin, that's right. They're interviewing Dustin. I forgot his first name. They're interviewing Dustin, and Dustin's talking sort of smack. And then he'll have to ask him, he sort of says, and you can hear him sort of screaming from the mat. And that's when it sort of cues Joe to go over there because, yeah, of course, he's sitting there screaming from the sidelines. And Conor doesn't say, like, no. Nobody else sort of says no. They all sort of let it happen. Was he out of it a little bit? I'm sure. He's in massive amounts of pain. But this is UFC. It's what it is. It's all for ratings. It's all for views. It's all for craziness. So I'm curious what you guys think in the comments. Do you think it was rude? Should he have not interviewed him, or do you think the interview was epic? I want to hear your thoughts. While you're there, hit the subscribe button, smash the like button, and leave your comment. Now, before we end this video, yes, it's true. Joe Rogan is also under fire again by folks at Spotify. Now, that's reported midweek, but people have now finally come forward sort of admitting it. And apparently, I'm personally bothered by his phobic comments, and I can't say this word, but you know what it is. YouTube doesn't let us say the word. It's so crazy. Well, we just get limited, and it takes us forever to get appealed. I'm concerned with the way he might spread misinformation. One Spotify employee wrote last fall on an internal networking channel on the app Fishbowl. A former employee told the publication that during his time at Spotify, the decision to sign a deal with Rogan was the most contentious one the company made. However, another employee told the Insider it's only a loud minority of people who are outraged. I mean, that's pretty much Twitter and everything in a nutshell. Everybody who's complaining is this loud minority of people who just go loud enough, and the companies want to avoid any loudness whatsoever, so they just react to these minority groups who are upset or bothered, when the reality is they don't have to listen. Joe Rogan's not demanding you do anything. You don't have to like him. You don't have to listen to him. That's what people have a right to do, is make the choice as to who they listen to. But we constantly keep censoring personalities on these platforms, and I say good on Spotify for letting him still be there. We'll see how long it lasts. But as of right now, let's see what happens. But yeah, so apparently only a subgroup of staff may be upset. The numbers were insufficient to merit a town hall meeting in September to address what they felt Rogan's show was at the time anti-gender. A request by some staffers to receive for the Rogan Experience to receive editorial supervision was denied by the company. Thank God. And Rogan he retweeted a video mocking the employees for being oversensitive. I agree. He's the biggest voice by far. It's going to accelerate our business, an employee told Wall Street Journal. Getting him on Spotify and soon exclusively is going to help bring a lot more audiences onto our platform, and hopefully we can spread that to other programming. Exactly. Focus on the content you want to focus on. Support that. But my gosh, Joe is bringing a lot of people over. Granted, I'm told it seems like it's not huge. It's not the YouTube numbers, but he's still making Spotify a thing. He's starting a new a lot of people use Spotify. I use it for music. I don't use it for podcasts, but I don't listen to a lot of podcasts anyway. I preferred Rogan on YouTube, and I know when I asked you guys in the comments, you always echoed that as well. You prefer Rogan on YouTube. Tell me again if you want to help me out and let us know. But yeah, again, also his comments about Prince Harry, Meghan Markle, about the not getting this, all of this, which he then backpedaled, which I imagine was due to Spotify saying, yo, dude, we're trying. We're fighting for you. We're not making you do these things, but can you please at least not keep rallying up these people and just try your best to, clear up what you meant. And I think he's been willing to do that because, I think these people, these oversensitive people, don't actually have him right. He's not trying to be a doctor. He's not trying to tell you what to do. It's an opinion. It's a conversation. We're all allowed to have those. His is just more popular. But there you go. Joe Rogan can't stop the fire, always under fire. I'll keep you posted of it here on the channel. Thank you guys so much for watching. Again, make sure you've subscribed if you haven't already, and stay tuned for more coverage and movie commentary and so much more here on Popcorn Planet.